If you're a science fan with a head full of random facts, trivia, and maybe even the lyrics to every song you've ever loved, you've probably wondered just how much your brain can actually hold. Maybe you've even joked with friends about your brain being full after a long day of learning or cramming for exams. But is there any truth to that feeling? Can your brain really run out of space like a phone or a computer? Or is the mind storage capacity something far more mysterious and powerful than we realize? It's a question that's fascinated scientists, students, and curious minds for generations. After all, we live in a world overflowing with information, news, social media, endless notifications, and a constant stream of new things to learn. Sometimes it feels like our brains are being bombarded from every direction. So is there a limit? Can you actually fill up your brain, or is that just a myth? Let's dig into the science and find out just how much your mind can actually hold. Imagine you're in a classroom, jotting down notes, or maybe you're in a lively group brainstorming session, ideas flying everywhere. Every moment your brain is absorbing, processing, and storing information. But how does it do this? And is there a point where it just can't take in anymore? Let's break it down. Okay, picture this. Your phone flashes that dreaded memory-full notification. You start frantically deleting old cat photos, unused apps, and maybe even some screenshots you forgot you had. It's a familiar feeling in our digital age, but what about your brain? Can it ever get maxed out like your phone or computer? Is there a moment when your mind just says, sorry, no more space available? The truth is, your brain works very differently from any device you own. While your phone or computer has a fixed amount of storage, measured in gigabytes or terabytes, your brain's memory system is far more complex and flexible. It doesn't store memories as neat individual files. Instead, it's more like a living, breathing network that's constantly changing and adapting. Think about how a computer saves files. Each photo, song, or document takes up a specific amount of space. When you run out, that's it. You have to delete something to make room. But your brain doesn't work that way. Instead of storing memories in isolated chunks, it weaves them together, creating connections and patterns that help you remember, learn, and even imagine new things. Inside your head, there are about 86 billion neurons, tiny brain cells that communicate with each other through trillions of connections called synapses. Every time you learn something new, your brain strengthens or creates new connections between these neurons. It's like building a massive, ever-changing web of information. Memories aren't stored in one place, they're spread out across this network, making your brain incredibly efficient at holding and retrieving information. Scientists have tried to estimate just how much information the human brain can store. The numbers are mind-blowing. Some researchers believe your brain could hold about 2.5 petabytes of information. To put that in perspective, that's about 1 million gigabytes. Imagine a stack of DVDs reaching from the Earth to the Moon. That's how much data your brain could theoretically store. If you tried to fill that space with TV shows, you could binge watch for over 300 years straight without ever running out of new episodes. That's right, your brain's storage capacity is so vast, it's almost impossible to truly fill it up. Wild, right? But there's more to the story. Here's the thing. Even though your brain has an enormous capacity, it doesn't just freeze up or crash when it's full. In fact, your mind is constantly working behind the scenes to keep things running smoothly. It's always sorting, organizing, and prioritizing information, deciding what's important to keep and what can be let go. Think of your brain like a super-efficient librarian. When new information comes in, it doesn't just pile it on top of the old stuff. Instead, it files things away, makes connections, and even gets rid of things you don't need anymore. This process helps you find what matters most, whether it's a childhood memory, a friend's birthday, or the answer to a tricky trivia question. Forgetting isn't a glitch or a sign that your brain is broken. It's actually a feature, a way for your mind to take out the mental trash and make room for new, more important information. By letting go of things you don't need, your brain helps you stay focused, creative, and ready to learn. And here's the best part. You can actually boost your brain's memory power with a few simple habits. Getting enough sleep is crucial. While you rest, your brain sorts and stores memories, making it easier to remember things later. Eating a balanced diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats, gives your brain the fuel it needs to function at its best. Challenging your mind with puzzles, games, or learning new skills keeps your brain sharp and flexible. Whether you're solving a crossword, playing chess, or picking up a new language, you're building new connections and strengthening your memory every day. So, no, your brain won't run out of memory, but it does need a little TLC. Taking care of your mental health, managing stress, and giving yourself time to relax are just as important as learning new things. When you treat your brain well, it rewards you with better focus, creativity, and a memory that can last a lifetime. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by information, remember your brain is an incredible, adaptable organ with more storage than you'll ever need. Hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what's the weirdest thing you've ever forgotten? And what's the most random fact you still remember? Stay curious, keep learning, and give your amazing brain the care it deserves.